Stratters. I'm Bava, trying out a new recording software and some new things going on here. I played this match just a little bit earlier today. I wanted to try recording it to see how it goes. I got a camera set up, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna see how it goes. A little cold in my office. I'm rocking my jacket and my hat, but I thought we'd give this a shot. So this is a Pauper match. I'm playing what I call Wind in the Willows, which is a freed from the real combo list against Ma Mackin 009, who's playing Affinity. Now we're going to go through this kind of fast. It's more of a proof of concept for the technology than anything else, but it was a fun match, so we will see how that goes. I'll try and keep up. Let's chat up here. So we're on the draw. He leads with a seat and a Flayer Husk. We're going to play our own seat, and we're going to brainstorm during his end step. Putting a couple cards back on top there. We're going to play the Terramorphic Expanse. We're going to brainstorm again, and then crack the Expanse to get rid of some stuff here. We're putting the Flame Wave Invoker and another card on top, and then on our turn we played a land and the Fertile Ground. We have these Moments Piece, and they're going to keep us alive for a while. So we choose not to shuffle with the Ponder. We're down to 9 life, but we've got 2 Moments Piece, so long as he doesn't have Dispel in his hand, we should be okay. We're going to grab the Longbow with a Trinket Mage and pass the turn with Moments Piece mana up. We'll block just in case he has a Dispel, that way we still live, but he doesn't, which is nice. We're going to keep developing our mana here. And we're going to muddle for another Moments Piece, actually, which will keep us alive even longer. Muddle, in that case, didn't get us any of our combo pieces. Now we'll do the same thing. We'll block, and we've got 3. We'll cast the Moments Piece from the graveyard. He's going to go ahead and grab an Atog. He's a little bit off red mana. We'll brainstorm, putting a land and something else on top. We'll get the Spell Bomb, which we need. So now we have the Spell Bomb, we have the Longbow, and we have the Fertile Grounds. We just need Freed from the Real to make our combo work at this point. But we still have plenty of Moments Pieces to keep us alive. We'll set stuff up out there. We'll go ahead and hit him for 2, because at this point he kills us whether or not we block a Carapace Forger. We'll cast the Moments Piece from our graveyard. Still 1 more in our hand. We'll equip the Longbow for kicks, play the Boilerworks, bouncing an island, and pass the turn. Still keeping Moments Piece up. We'll cast that. He doesn't seem to have Dispels, at least in the main board, so I think we're okay. We'll kill the Germ, and there's our Freed from the Real. So now we have our combo ready to go. We're going to Giga Drowse his island first, just to stop him from dispelling or spell piercing something. And then we'll get the Freed onto our land. We'll generate infinite mana. We used our Life Spark Spell Bomb to turn our island into a creature this turn, which allows us to cast Freed from the Real on it. We'll get plenty of mana. I think that's all we need. We'll equip the Longbow, and then we'll start doing 1 damage. So you just tap your island for a damage, use the Freed to untap it for a blue, tap for a damage again, so on and so forth. And I think we have the right amount of mana here to just kill him at that point. So as you can see, a little bit of a clunky combo, but not as bad as it could be. Let's check out game 2 real quick. We'll see if this chat window wants to stay where it was. Oh, good. We'll play game 2. Bring that chat back up so you can keep track of what's going on over here if you want to. So we had the same start, seat into brainstorm, and we're going to go ahead and have the Terramorphic Expanse, which we'll crack during his end step to get our green mana. We need that from the Moments Pieces. We'll drift into a Trinket Mage. We have the Freed from the Real this time, so we just need a Life Spark Spell Bomb, which we can get with the Trinket Mage, or the Viridian Longbow. At this point, we're going to go ahead and choose to get the Spell Bomb rather than the Longbow. And we're taking 5 damage, but we get rid of 1 Frogmite. But he gets another Hover Guard and a Mirror Enforcer, so he's got 12 damage on board now. We get this other Trinket Mage, but to be safe, we need to keep Moments Piece mana up. We cast that during his upkeep, so we can't do any She doesn't draw something that would make us lose it. Now we have to worry about all this mana he has untapped. So we do have the combo in our hand, but we need to work on it a little bit better. He doesn't do his relic properly, so we had to cast our Moments Piece from the graveyard. I don't think he should have let us do that necessarily. So we Moments Piece during his upkeep again, and then we're going to Giga Drowse 4 of his 3 land and his Chromatic Star. He sacrifices his star in response. What we should have done for what we're worried about is target the star and the prism and the 2 islands and leave him the Tree of Tails. Because at this point, if he draws any land, he's still got a red mana, which we're worried about red or blue, but not green. I'm going to pause it here, which I think I can. So this is interesting. So we activate the Life Spark Spellbomb, targeting our Boiler Works. We have everything we need on board to go off at this point, because once we freed from the real this, we can get infinite mana, we can play and equip the Longbow and then go. He responds to the Spellbomb by Galvanic Blasting us, which is fine, that is lethal. We cast Muddle the Mixture on the Galvanic Blast, and he just goes ahead and concedes. What he doesn't realize is that we have no mana, so if we cast Freed from the Real on this, that uses up all our mana. We don't have enough. We have to tap this to get it, and we don't have a blue mana left over to untap. So actually, he should have probably won this game, but he conceded after we muddled his Galvanic Blast. He figured that we were going to go off. What we really needed was just 1 more mana, and we could have, and our next card was an island. Won't show me that here in the replay, but it was an island. I looked in the game when we played it, and that would have been it. But actually he conceded too early right there because we didn't have enough mana to go off. So what are you going to do? But that is the Wind in the Willows, as I call it, which because it uses Wind Zendikon or Life Spark Spellbombs to animate a land, freed from with land enchantments, freed from the real to tap or untap that creature, and get infinite mana. And then you can go off in a number of ways. Viridian Longbow's 1 win condition. The Flame Weave Invoker lets you tap 7 and a red to deal 5 damage to target player. That's another win con. And you can tutor most of these win cons pretty easily. I'll just bring up the deck list real quick. You guys can check that out. Yeah. So here's the deck list, which is pretty fun. It's not my list. I forget who I got it from. And I've never played it in an event, but it is a pretty fun combo list. It's probably pretty weak against real control lists, certainly against land destruction. The nice thing about it in terms of resilience, you have these Moments Pieces to keep you alive. Against control decks, you have Giga Drowse, and you can bring in Power Sink and the 4th Giga Drowse. So you wait till their end step. They either have to burn a counter or a burn spell or whatever they're saving to mess up your combo. You can tap them out with the Giga Drowse, or if they cast something on your turn, you can counter it and tap them out with the Power Sink, and then generally you're free to go off on your turn. So it is resilient in that way. You don't have to have any creatures at all in play until you're going off and you've protected yourself with the Giga Drowses and the Power Sinks. So unless they're destroying your land or countering your pieces as you get them out, that can be a problem. They don't generally want to counter a Fertile Ground. They might counter a Life Spark Spellbomb or a Trinket Mage or a Longbow. So that's something you have to watch out for. But otherwise, you can, since Spellbomb and the Longbow in particular only cost 1 mana, if you're waiting a few turns and you have your land built up, you can actually just hold those in your hand and then play them when you go off. And that works pretty well too, so you can get around counters that way. The win conditions, as I mentioned, were Longbow and Flamewave Invoker. There's also a Pyromatics in here, which allows you to go off at instant speed, so that's pretty fun as well. So Pyromatics does not work with Spellbomb because you need the Freed from the Real, which is an enchantment speed, but you can use it with Wind Zendikon, which actually just makes it a creature and then you can cast Freed from the Real and Pyromatics at the end of their turn. I don't know why you'd want to do that necessarily, but it is a possibility. You can also use Pyromatics to kill a number of elves or something else as you're waiting. So hopefully this fancy recording software worked, and you guys enjoyed the match. Let me know what you think, and I will catch you next time. I'm Bava, playing Pauper. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. I'm Bava. Don't forget to check out our great articles and events at magicgatheringstrat.com. Feel free to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and check us out at twitch.tv/magicgatheringstrat. Thank you to Card Hoarder for their support, and super thanks to our patrons. Check out our great patron rewards and consider supporting us at patreon.com/magicgatheringstrat. Catch you later.